So as much as we might want to practice magic, there might be things that actually get in our way, that actually block us from practicing magic and doing as much as we would like to. That's definitely happened to me, and it's something I'm looking to remedy. But I've been pondering about what has got in my way of practicing magic more often. Some of these you may feel are applicable to you, but if you've got any reasons that you've not practiced magic as much as you would like that I've not mentioned here, please let me know down in the comments, because I'm interested to hear what other people's experiences are. So the first one for me has been the fear that the magic won't work. And I know that essentially the answer is to just do it and see what happens. But I guess there's been a part of me that has felt, what if I do it and nothing happens? What does that mean? Does that mean I just give up on magic? I don't do it? Does it mean that magic as a whole doesn't exist? And if that's the case, what will that do to my whole worldview about magic? Maybe I'm fearful that one failed attempt at magic means that I should just dismiss it all across the board, which I know is a ridiculous notion. And there is probably a small part of me that does question whether magic is real, and therefore if a magical experiment or a magical act doesn't work, is that then going to tap into that little seed of doubt that I have, and that leaves me feeling unsure whether I should continue or whether I should give up? The next fear is just like, it's the total opposite. It's the fear that the magic will work. So I have had magical practices that have been successful. It's just blown my mind about, well, what does this all mean for the nature of reality? And I think it's led me on a quest of wanting to know the truth. What really is going on? How does magic work? What about spirits? What about entities? How do they work? I can get over-consumed with wanting to know the truth. I do believe there is a truth out there, but I don't think we can ever really know it. We can speculate, we can come up with different theories, but I don't know if we will ever know the truth. And I really need to let go of that. Maybe when magic works for me, I just need to revel in that and playfully think about, well, what mechanisms could have caused that to work? What might be going on that I don't know about? But to not try and get a definitive answer, because what happens when I do that, when I go on this seeking out the truth, everything else gets put to the side and I kind of forget to do anything else. And then I get frustrated when I can't find the truth. And so that takes me back to, well, should I still do this? If I can't figure out what's really going on, should I still do magic? So I kind of end up in some ways in the same place as if my magic hadn't worked. The next reason that's gotten in the way of me practicing magic is a very real concern, and it's the concern about the risks and dangers of magical practices. I do hear about people getting burned by magic, maybe because they weren't as specific about their intention for a magical act as they could have been, and then their results have come, but they've come about in a way which has not been ideal. In fact, it's been far from ideal. Now, from the experiences I've had, I've witnessed magic working, but in ways I don't expect, but those ways have been quite fun and playful. I would really be worried if something were to go seriously wrong and harm other people. Obviously, I don't want to harm myself, but actually it's other people I'm more concerned about. I guess what I've got to think about is when I do identify a piece of magic that I do want to do, to make sure I research it thoroughly, that I'm putting in as many safeguards as are appropriate for both myself, and if I'm asking for something in particular, that I make it very clear as to what I want in a way that cannot be ambiguously interpreted. Make sure I've got my protection rituals in place. There's such a lot of information out there now that I'm sure that a lot of them do come with things that you do need to think about and make sure are in place before you do it. Another barrier to me practicing magic is that I felt that I'm not worthy to practice it. I remember years ago, I went to the Museum of Magic and Witchcraft, or Witchcraft and Magic, I don't know which way around it is, in Boscastle in Cornwall. I remember walking around that museum, and it was such a world away at that time. I hadn't even had like a professional tarot reading at this point. This was nearly over 10 years ago. So I hadn't even dabbled in tarot at that point. Magic was just another world, and it was for people who were on a different dimension to me. I didn't feel that magic was ever open to me. I'm working in an office, I'm vanilla. How could I possibly perform magic? That's really got in the way, and it still does. And I do have to keep an eye on that because it does crop up. In fact, I think all of these will keep cropping up. I just have to be mindful of when those voices and those doubts do pop up. The next barrier is what I call analysis paralysis, and I'm sure most, if not all of you, have experienced this. I find that the more I read, the less I know. The more knowledge I gain, the more rabbit holes I go down, the more confused I get. And I'm like, well, I thought I was sure about a particular system that I wanted to explore, and now I'm not so sure because something else has come up. Then I just get confused about which one to do, which one I should continue reading about, because if I go down this path, then I've got to put that one to one side. There's far too many books in the world and not enough time to read them. I feel that I buy books with the very much sincere intention of reading and studying them, and then other books come up that catch my eye, and then I do the same with them. Is it just me? Is that a magical practitioner thing? I find there's a point where my head gets so full and I'm kind of feel like I'm being pulled in different directions, and then I feel like, oh, maybe I should just like not bother with any of this. So like I say, let me know if these resonate with you, if you share any of these barriers, or whether there are any I haven't gone into. Let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear what your experiences have been in terms of things that have gotten in the way of you practicing magic. Take good care of yourselves, and I will see you soon.